Well, here we are. This is the GoPro Hero 10. Now, I had some trouble with the 1.16 update. Every time I tried to use this camera, when I got down to about 60% and sometimes down to 40% of the battery capacity, the camera would suddenly say there was no battery and shut down. So I pulled the battery out. Obviously, having the medium mod was a bit of a flaff, having to pull the camera out the medium mod and then pulling the battery out the camera, restarting everything and putting it all back in the medium mod, only for a few minutes later for me to have to do the same thing again, which is to pull the battery out to reset everything. Now, also with 1.16, I was unable to use the Wi-Fi to connect to my iPad to transfer the files across. And the other thing that I had with this 1.16 update was the anti-flicker. Now, I work on a ship which runs on 50 hertz, and at home all the electricity is 60 hertz. So as you can imagine, going from one place to another, it I would really need to change settings from 60 to 50 and 50 back to 60. So having a GoPro not allow me to do those functions was becoming rather annoying. Anyway, a few days later, there was an update called 1.19.44. Now that seems to have cured all those things, as well as allowing me to use the media mod. Now, this media mod is what I got for my GoPro Hero 9. Now this is simply a different lens that you fit on this camera. I shall show you that in a minute, but I have some other lenses to show you. I have this Skyreet. This is an anamorphic lens. People are moaning on Amazon. That's where I got it from, Amazon. It's quite cheap. Moaning that the lens caps fall off. Well, it's in a nice case, and everything is well protected. Although there is a watermark on this lens already, so I should be cleaning that before I put it on. And the third lens, if I can get it out of the box. If I can get it out of the box. If I can get it out of the bloody box. Right, it's out the box. This is a magnifying lens. If you can see that, that's a 15 times macro lens. So hopefully, if the weather's nice, I shall go out and get some decent photography. Now, with this update, this is a beta firmware update called 1.19.44. This actually allows me to shoot with the lens mod on and keep horizon level. No matter how I turn this camera, I will always get the horizon will be rock solid. So let's just turn the camera on. Here we go. So that's it, that's the camera on. Now with all these camera settings, we'll slide down until we get to this screen here. I don't know if you can see it. I should take a photograph and put it at the end. But that icon there looks like the front of a washing machine, is actually the lens mod. Now switch that on and that brings up a whole new menu. So this is what the camera looks like, the image looks like without the lens mod on. And as we can see from this menu here, we've got the resolution of 2.7K or 2.7K 4:3. So actually I'm running on 2.7K 19:6. Sorry, 16:9. And we've now got the facility of running a frame rate of 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second. 30 frames is more cinematic. But if we go to 1080p resolution, we've still got 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second. So we'll come out of that. We'll go back to 2.7K 16:9, 60 frames a second. Now I'm just going to turn the camera off and fit the lens. You don't have to turn the camera off to fit the lens, but it just makes life a bit easier. Now, it's quite tricky. If you've never done it before, it will be quite difficult, but give the lens a little tug forward, pull it towards me, and then turn it. That allows the lens to come off. Open up the media mod. There we go. We see these two little marks here. Well, they line up with these two little marks there. It's like a bayonet fitting. We fit that on, press it on, turn it. Doesn't matter which way you turn it, anti-clockwise, clockwise, doesn't matter. So we've now got the max lens mod on. Give that a little wipe. It's got a few finger marks on it. And now I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to switch. Right, I'm going to switch it on and take some pictures. There we go. That's the camera on. Now it says lens max lens mod enabled. Like I said, we've got horizon lock off, horizon lock on. So now the lens mod is on, the camera switched on. I've got, come on, right, scroll down, we've got the lens mod enabled. Scroll back up. Now to activate it, you must start recording. If you start recording in this direction, it will keep the horizon level in this direction. If you start recording in this direction, the horizon will stay level no matter where you put the camera. So I'm going to switch it on, start recording now, so that the horizon is in normal mode. There we go. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and as you can see, the image on the screen, is staying level, even though I'm turning the camera upside down. So now I'm recording. I'm going to point this camera this way and turn it round. There we go. Now I'm going to stop this camera and show you the footage from that camera. So stop recording on this one, and then I should download it and put it on the onto my computer and show you what the footage looked like from this camera's perspective. There we go. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and as you can see, the image on the screen, is staying level, even though I'm turning the camera upside down. So now I'm recording. I'm going to point this camera this way and turn it round. There we go. Now I'm going to stop this camera and show you the footage from that camera. So stop recording on this one,